All right, so coming into today, I was actually neutral on bias, leaning more bearish. Even though we have had an aggressive uptrend, as you can see here, I'll just concentrate on NQ. That's where I took my trade. So this is on bar replay mode, but this is the hourly candle where we actually created this inversion, and as you can see, obviously we've got a ton of unmitigated liquidity down here. So one idea was price would open, come up into this BPR, roll over, and then target below. But then a market open, as we'll see here. So that's kind of what the idea was. And I just kind of wanted to see how price reacted to that 1 hour BPR. So the market opened, as you can see, this is 9:30 open. This trade for sure nailed a lot of people. Because that's kind of the trade that I think a lot of people were looking at, just seeing a strong rejection from that 1 hour. The reason I wasn't involved in it is because we had news at 10 a.m. So days we have news at 10 a.m., I won't even look at my screen until 9:50 because I just don't even want the temptation of getting caught in this sort of fake out zone prior to the data becoming live. So with that, when I saw this and the hesitancy to go lower, automatically I'm thinking we're in about as aggressive as an uptrend can be. Like we're doing 1%, 2% days, like NQ had a 3.5% gain yesterday and then almost a 1% gain overnight. So it's really, you want to have incredibly high conviction when going short. And as you can see here, these candles are not high conviction candles. So the trade I ended up taking was here. Yeah, and the reason I took it is we actually look over here. We actually did have equal highs with a fair value gap above, but more than that, on the NQ chart itself, and I don't think a lot of people spotted this. We actually had a gap in the chart sitting, and this is where I took my trade, was back here. So this is the trade I took, and it was greatly informed by the fact I didn't think we were going to roll over and come down into this gap, especially with our bullish momentum, until we tapped this. What we did once we hit that gap, I did not know, so I was not playing for that. So with that in mind, and I may as well look at ES2 just to further highlight my point. So this is kind of where I'm entering the trade, and as you can see, we actually had a gap above on ES as well. So yeah, but this is really my focus, as you can see here. So I entered the trade here, and all I wanted was to come up, and I always put my take profit a little bit before the extreme, because so often, especially in these markets, we've just been edging targets, but less so now. As I said, I think on Monday, is we're starting to finally see more follow through. After I said there could be a potential bottom in here, and we are starting to see that now. So going forward, I will push my trades a little further. But if we look here, yeah, I hit TP, and price continued on. Yeah, so it was a very, very easy day, quite simple. This, I would say, was easy. I think as I said earlier, avoiding this early inversion, which is, honestly, it's a pretty solid trade. And also there was a few things that made this trade a little sketchy. That's why I just went for the 1-to-1. Is the market does look like it's starting to roll over a bit. We're not seeing high conviction candles, and a big one is we never took out London lows. We never really had a liquidity sweep. So that's why I just kept it super tight. And then on top of all that, Trump's making a huge announcement. Well, he's big enough to be a huge announcement tonight at 9 p.m. So markets typically aren't going to do anything super directional until whatever he has to say is revealed.